If this is your first time on this channel, I go over branding and helping you monetize from it. So if this is something that you are interested in, make sure you go ahead on and watch a few of my other videos. And if you like them, go ahead on and subscribe. But let's get into the topic of today. So algorithms are something that keeps us from being successful. Sounds crazy to say, but it's kind of true. I mean, you know your target audience, I know my target audience, and algorithms acts as a barrier from letting us communicate with each other. And I understand why they implemented it. We will talk about that a little bit later. But once upon a time on Instagram, you were able to post, and when you got on to your Instagram, you saw everything in chronological order. You was able to see when this person posts, if they post it immediately. And then all of that changed. And then they brought out this algorithm and we start seeing things all over the place, and we couldn't really keep up with the people that we actually followed. We gave it all up to Instagram to choose when and where we saw our friends on Instagram. Well, good news is Instagram is bringing back the chronological order. Well, kind of. Let's get into that. I'm going to be going over the changes that Instagram is making and ways that we can implement this in order to build our brand even more. Now, there will be 3 different ways that we will be able to filter our Instagram feed. One being home, which will look pretty much the same way it looks now. And this is very important, but I will tell you why a little bit later in this video. The second will be following. And with the following, that is where you will be able to see things in chronological order. So whenever it was posted, you will be able to go down and see exactly when it was posted. So now your feed will just be in order. And last but not least, favorites, which is straight to the point. You choose a person to be your favorite, and when you click on that feed to have, you get to see only the people that you made as your favorite. Now let's go back into why I said it's important for us to have the home feed, pretty much what we're looking at right now. Now back in the day when everything was in chronological order, whenever you posted, you got to see it. But the thing about this is, since you have all of these different people that you're following, when you scroll down, eventually you'll get to a point where you couldn't see anything else. And what that would do is it would have people, let's say, post the same picture. If they was trying to advertise something, they will post the same pictures throughout the day, which got extremely annoying. That is one of the biggest reasons why Instagram implemented their algorithm. The second was because they wanted to get money from advertising so you could reach your target audience, which we'll talk about some other time. But for the most part, it was super annoying, and it made people post at certain times of the day to make sure that their photos was viewed. So now you can probably post anytime you want. It's not ideal to, but let's say if you post at 2 a.m., somebody could see that when they wake up, and it could be the first thing on their feed if they really mess with you like that. Like, do they really, communicate with you and, comment on your photos and things like that? If they do, and they look at everything you post, they could cut on their Instagram at 3 p.m. the next day, and you'll be, the first person that they see. So that's why it's extremely important to me. It's just because it did help in ways, and in ways it did not help. Now let's speak about how we can use this to help grow our brand. Now Instagram gives us a lot of analytics, so we can go deep and really learn the people that follow us, right? So we get to know exactly what time it is that they post. We get to know other things too, like the age range and the male to female ratio, but forget all that. Right now, we just need to focus on what time is our audience really online. Now, the reason why this could help, right, is because if you start posting at those times, and if they have their feed filtered to be, the people that they're following, you will start getting likes from people that follow you that forgot they follow you because Instagram stopped showing your stuff to them. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that follow us that Instagram just don't show their stuff to. And then when you reach out to them, whether it's liking, whether it's commenting, whether it's in the DM, when you reach out to them, that's when Instagram start really showing your content to one another again, which is why I always felt like you should definitely reach out and DM people that you feel is, that y'all follow, but you feel like they would really benefit from your content. Because when you start having that conversation. When you start being social on social media, you get rewarded for it, right? So make sure that what you're going to do with this is you're going to look at what time most of your people are on and post at those times, and that way it can help you. Now let's go ahead on and go to the second way that I think that you can really benefit from this update. Favorites. Now, favorites is another thing that I think would be extremely helpful when building your brand when this update comes. Now, it's very important to continue to implement a lot of the strategies that you was using before, being stories. Stories is always going to be good. Now Reels, okay, Reels is really good to help bring you to people that don't follow you already, but stories help you with people that do. Okay, a lot of times a lot of people just get on Instagram and go through their stories. Some people don't even really scroll on their feed like that. So stories, post your stories daily and all of that. And one thing that you need to do is you need to get on people's favorites. Now, if you are one of those people that like to have your posts captions, you know, all legit, and you don't want to go with anything crazy, which I understand, then stories is probably the best way to do it. Now, one thing that you will need to do is something like this. If you are getting value from this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Now, of course, you're not going to word it like that on Instagram, but I feel I'd just throw that in there so you could go ahead on and do that. Now, what you will do in your story is, let's say this, you put a story out that says, have you added me to your favorites, with a poll. Now what this will do is it will hopefully make them click on your profile, add you to their favorites, just so they can go to their poll and put yes. It is important for us to still use these strategies when it comes to stories, when it comes to polls. Anything engaging in the story helps you out a lot. And it is the reason why Instagram puts certain people first on your stories. Most of the time, it's people that you interact with, whether it's people that you like their stuff or people that you just go through their story a lot, or even people that you DM a lot. Now, Instagram algorithm changes a lot. And as it changes, we have to keep up with it. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the algorithm, but the best thing that you need to do when it comes to algorithms is learn it. Okay, try not to hate it so much, just try to learn it, because at the end of the day, it is just computer AI, it is just artificial intelligence, and we can always beat the system. So don't worry about how hard it's going to get or how hard this is. You have to look at it from the way of, how can I stay on this? Instead of thinking about beating it, which I think I just said to do, think about how to get on with the algorithm. What do they like? Whatever they like, do it. At the end of the day, it is social media. They want people to be social. They want people to stay on their platform. Okay. They're helping us out by bringing the chronological back. They're giving people an option to be able to use it or not. So go ahead on, post great, amazing, helpful content or inspirational content, things that people like. Half of the game is the algorithm. The other half of the game is your content. Okay, if your content sucks, then people may just not want to not subscribe, but favorite you. They may not even want to follow you. They probably just follow you because they think you're a good person. Okay, that happens. So I hope that you have an amazing week, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.